Hello my friends and welcome back to Innosphere Wars. It is the second and expected part of a two-part series here. And this time it's ObLoM defending Fallonar's advance. So this looks like a much heavier fight than the previous one, which should be quite interesting. We have a quick draw, we have a catapult, I think we saw a Kintaro, and a Cyclops.
Coordinates received.
So very interesting
Confirm.
choices of units here.
I'm rolling.
This Kintaro is probably the best stock medium in the game in terms of firepower, if nothing else. It has very heavy armor. 880 points is a huge amount for a medium. Hell, it's decent armor for a heavy. And all those SRM6s, so painful. Now, I don't believe it can jump, so that is one weakness. But it's still a great piece of kit. As usual, I have no idea what ObLoM's got, so we're just going to have to chill a little bit until we find out what he's deploying. I'm not... So the funny part is, obviously I know how long the video is, because it's hard to not know how long the video is. So this fight goes on for a long time, which surprises me, because this is not the biggest map. You could expect an encounter to kick off pretty rapidly on this map. So whether that is because one of the players decides to do a runner and hide in the corner somewhere,
I'm there.
or for some other reason they just spend a lot of time chipping away at each other, I don't know, but
I'm there.
I'd certainly be interested to find out, because Fallonar is not wasting any time here in closing on the middle island. The main focal point of this map is this big island here that we're looking at right now, that's in the middle. And usually there's a rush to control this island as quickly as possible, because from that position you can pretty much attack any other part of the map. Well, we'll see what happens. No, not far to go now until he's on the island.
Aye, aye. Standing by. Standing by.
Copy that, Commander.
He's going for it.
Rolling. Affirmative.
I'm not sure about keeping this catapult on the on this point here, but whatever. They must be closing in on each other now. If they're both racing for the center island, then they should be within range shortly. And the funny part is that if you can stand in that water-filled volcano, it's an amazing position for an LRM boat, because you have just the amazing height bonus, accuracy bonus that you get from being up there. Plus you got the water to keep you cool, so you can just run those missile launchers all day long and not worry about overheating them at all. I suppose it's not the most defensive of positions, but yeah, used aggressively and at the right moment, It could be very good.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, Fallonar is now actually on the center island.
I'm there.
This catapult is getting too far away from the front line. This map is so big. I mean, it is, but I actually consider it a small map because it's not just like... The reason why I say it's a small map, even though it's a larger map, is the main terrain feature is this volcano in the middle, and usually everyone rushes to get a good position on it. So the rest of the map is kind of like dead space. If you avoid the center area and sort of go around the edge, the person in the middle should be able to attack you with better terrain and positioning. So I would personally want to actually fight for this position and not just give it up and be somewhere else. But hey, maybe ObLoM's going to show us something different. Nope, he's going for the island as well. Okay. And so the whole map becomes a square. This literal square that we're looking at right now. This becomes the whole map. As the battle for the island begins. All right. And the reserving commences. So looking at Fallonar's position, I would move the Kintaro first, because it will never get an attack no matter what. So we want to try and force ObLoM to make a move.
Waiting for orders.
Maybe also move the Cyclops for the same reason. Although the Cyclops has got sensor lock, so I'd probably want to save that one.
Standing by.
Maybe try and sensor lock something that's already moved. The last thing I want to move is my catapult, because I actually want to use it. Or I'd presume that you'd want to use it. Yeah, he's moving the Kintaro first. That's a great move in my opinion. At least I think he's going to move it first.
Copy that, Commander.
Nice work. Let's see what ObLoM does now. What he wants to do is get a sensor lock on something that's already moved and then deliver missiles to it from his... I think the Cyclops has got some missiles, and obviously the catapult has got lots of missiles. I see you have brought a nasty lance. I don't know what he's got. So we'll see. No lance, but nasty ones from here on. The engagement is going to be so important here. But I already feel like Fallonar's got better control of this key terrain feature. Alright, it's a Hatchet Man. Now that's the mech he should go for. Get a sensor lock on that bad boy.
They got a sensor lock on me.
Commander?
Counter lock him. And then dump missiles on his head.
Commander? What can I do for you?
Oh, the quick draw has also got sensor lock.
Standing by.
I'd move the quick draw instead. Why not jump the quick draw and sensor lock and then follow up with missiles from the other two?
I've got a sensor lock.
Oh man, this could be really nasty. A pair of sensor locks followed up by LRM-40 volley will be a whole lot of pain for that Hatchet Man. It's a potential 160 damage that the missile launchers can bring. Yeah, that's just whatever, isn't it?
Aye, aye.
I can see a vicious reprisal coming. Oh, I know what he's going to do. I know why he checked the mountain with the quick draw. He's thinking that he can jump jet the quick draw up there and then fire on the Hatchet Man.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking. That's certainly the more aggressive play. The less safe play. Hell, why not? Oh man, he is going for it. Oh wow, the Thunderbolt has no evasion or mitigation. I'm shocked, actually. I would have been tempted to go for that Thunderbolt. It has no defense whatsoever. He still managed to do some reasonable damage to this Hatchet Man, though. And it is a deadly mech. But man, I might have been tempted to bombard the Thunderbolt, considering the sheer lack of defense it has. How does this game end up lasting another hour? I'm so confused, because this is looking like an engagement that's going to end fast. Alright, it's not bad, but it's not great. Very minor damage.
Orders.
Jump! Okay, he's just in optimal range. Need to start getting this guy up the hill. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Jesus. Oh, he felt that. I would be highly tempted to keep the pressure up. The Kintaro could deliver a massive SRM-6 volley to that Hatchet Man. It's got so much armor as well that it wouldn't really be that vulnerable. If that Hatchet Man gets knocked down, it's as good as dead. Still, there are benefits to reserving here. If Fallonar reserves down, he can then extract his quick draw before it gets targeted. Alright, that is a Jaeger. That is a missile Jaeger.
What are your orders, Skipper?
So he's got a missile Jaeger as his support unit. Which I kind of actually like compared to the catapult.
You got it.
Oh, he is going for it.
All weapons, go.
Oh. He was unlucky to not get more hits there and knock him down. ObLoM cannot be thinking of reserving here. He needs to get that Hatchet Man out, like, now. If he reserves, I will be mind-boggled if he reserves here, instead of extracting that Hatchet Man from the fight. They'll be like, "Greetings and salutations. What seems to be your boggle?" My boggle? Hey, how much does that Hatchet Man weigh? I don't know what ObLoM has to think about here. You've got to get that Hatchet Man out. Surely. Surely that's your only choice. Yeah. Of course you do.
Yes, Commander. Waiting for orders.
You can't allow it to be knocked over. You can actually hide in the water there, and they wouldn't have a direct shot. They would only have missiles. I actually think that's a good move, personally. They won't have a shot. Only an indirect shot. And that's not the biggest deal. I prefer the Missile Jaeger as a support unit, but there's no denying that it has less missiles than the catapult. Obviously it has the AC-2s that support its long-range capability.
Taking the high road.
Taking the high road, she says as she drops down.
Sensors locked on.
Okay. I find that to be a strange choice.
Aye, aye.
I would have thought you would have locked the hatchet man, right? And just carried on throwing missiles at it. I mean, it may be braced, but it's got so much hull damage that even braced it would take pain. And this catapult has breaching shot. So you could dump an LRM-20 on it. And an LRM-20 on something else.
Confirmed.
You know what? That's a great move. Whatever. That's a great move. I won't try and say that the move I was thinking of would be necessarily better, because that's done huge damage. And why not? Why not begin the softening process now on the Thunderbolt? It's got like 10,080 or 10,040 armor. Jesus, he got almost half of his CT armor there.
They've got a lock on me.
I guess it just reserve. Yeah. Well, so far, Fallonar is really controlling this battle. He's getting loads of damage done. I'd like to see what's up ObLoM's sleeve here, because at the moment he's getting the hurt put on him
Waiting for orders.
for free. And there's another opportunity here for a little bit more damage. Why not? It's worth it. When the mechs finally start to rumble at short range, all this extra damage will be helpful in determining the victor. I really like Fallonar's position. Just continue to like his position. Alright, not bad. But it's not a great shot. I don't know how many missiles the catapult's got. Because if it's just 2 banks, then it will actually run out pretty quickly. A lot of these LRM designs, their biggest problem is they're not actually packing enough missiles. The trebuchet springs to mind. 2 cans is not enough. Ooh, that was a good hit.
Commander, I'm wounded.
Okay. sucks, but the pilot's got 4 injuries, so it should be alright.
Commander? I hear ya.
I missed the catapult's ammo counter there. That's definitely something I would like to have a look at.
Commander? Standing by. Rolling.
Wait, why go now? Why not just reserve again?
Got a lock.
I'm not sure why he moved in this phase. Although, admittedly, ObLoM will now be forced to move the Hatchet Man. Unless he wants to see it get bombarded to death this turn. If he reserves, he'd better do something special with his turn, because I'm pretty sure that Fallonar will decide to throw everything at this Hatchet Man. Fallonar really shouldn't be giving away which pilots he has in which mechs, but whatever. It's his decision. Alright, you moved the Hatchet Man.
They've got a lock on me.
Whoa, weird graphical error there.
Aye, aye.
Ah, 400 ammo. It's got loads of ammo. Glorious.
Good to go.
I must admit, I never play with the catapult usually.
Ready to rock.
There are better choices.
Engaging jump jet. We'll go.
That feels like a really weak move. I don't really understand that move. Why not give him a good sensor locking first? Use the quick draw to get a sensor lock. Then dump missiles on him. Maybe use the quick draw to get a sensor lock, and I don't think the Kintaro can really do anything here. Anyway, I don't really get that move. Feels like a waste of a turn. I guess he felt like he needed to move the catapult because it had some stab damage and no evasion, but why not just brace to get rid of the stab damage if you're going to take a shot like that?
What can I do for you? I'll wait here for now.
I don't really get that move. I don't see the greater plan here. Gotta remember, the quick draw is really, really fragile. So I'm not sure how I would feel about jumping it in there to try and assassinate the Hatchet Man. I feel like trying to bombard it with missiles is a better plan, especially when you got so many of them. Another 400 missiles to go. That's a good potential 1600 damage there.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Ooh, only 4 evasion tokens. Not sure how I feel about that.
Skipper,
Not sure how I feel about that either. That might be an overextension. Not that the Kintaro can do much else, but it does have an LRM-5, so it can be an annoying little pest, poking off those evasion tokens.
I got you.
It did more damage than the catapult, funnily enough. Come on. Well, it's up to Fallonar. If he wants to play aggressively, he could just jump in there and try and laser the Hatchet Man to death. The high ground position would probably be the best, actually, if he can get up there, back up there. Just for the accuracy bonuses. Alright, it's not important.
Waiting for orders.
Yep, that's the shot.
Time to fly.
This is more risky than what I would have done. I think I would have preferred to go the missile route.
Another hit like that and you're toast.
Now he's got the problem that he has to cool that quick draw down. I don't know, I just would have preferred to have sensor locked with the quick draw, poked with the Kintaro like he did, and had the last turn be the catapult, and have the catapult bombard. I think that would have done far more damage. That's an Atlas. Oh!
Not good. Not good.
Wow.
Yup.
And now Fallonar has been punished for his aggression. He needs to reserve and see if ObLoM will let him extract his quick draw. This is still a battle in which Fallonar is advantaged, but he needs to get this quick draw off the front line. Bring it back later. Man, ObLoM was so lucky to get that AC-20 hit. So lucky.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Alright, get it out of there.
Waiting for orders.
Get it right out of there. Yup, that's good. Nope, that's bad. That's really bad. Yes, over here. Over here. Yes, please. Yup, that angle. Yup, perfect. Probably tilt it a little bit more. Okay, so both sides are withdrawing their most damaged mechs.
Awaiting orders.
There'll be plenty of opportunity here for the catapult to get some real work done. These mechs are slow. I just realized you're running the Cyclops Z. How he can get his quick draw out in the medium phase. Funny that last series of turns, I think he would have done more damage and been less vulnerable if he'd have moved the catapult last and used it for a missile bombardment instead of jumping the quick draw up top and using that as the last attack.
I've been sensor locked.
Still, they're both sound strategies. Okay, we now know for a fact that the Thunderbolt has got no evasion.
Waiting for
Because there's no way that that tiny movement generated a token. If he wanted to put the pressure on it, he totally could.
Standing by. Standing by.
But first he needs to gain sight. I don't feel like it would be an overextension to use the Kintaro. Go!
Sensors locked on.
Okay. He's got an opportunity to,
Awaiting orders.
you could probably just do a breaching shot here. I would be tempted to jump up into this forest area and do a breaching shot rather than go low here.
Confirmed.
Get better accuracy. Get better accuracy and more ammo efficiency out of one breaching shot. At a 40% reduction, firing both could potentially lead to ever so slightly more damage, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay.
Now I'm taking a pounding, Commander.
The Jaeger hasn't had its go yet.
Yes, Commander.
Jump high. Why jump low?
Skipper.
It's risky to be there, but
Affirmative, Commander.
I'm sure he'll be able to get out of dodge next turn. Nice. Well, that hurt. Remember, that Kintaro has a lot of armor. I'm sure that that Missile Jaeger will be taking the shot, though. I'm not sure what ObLoM's thinking about here. He's only really got one move, which is to attack the Kintaro. I don't really think that there's anything else he can do. He could bombard the quick draw, but I think it would do a lot less damage. With the Kintaro, he's got a direct fire shot, so he should be able to use the AC-2s in addition to all the missile launchers. And he is on instability rocks, and that could be a factor as well. The temptation is to focus on the quick draw because it's taken so much damage, but it's just in an awkward place to actually hit. Man, ObLoM is really burning the full time here. He nearly ran out of time. Ouch.
Getting banged up real good here.
Oh, he actually has a direct fire shot on the
damage,
quick draw.
Commander.
Yep, that's it. Move up. Or jump. Maybe move is easier.
Move order confirmed.
Oh, he's got multi-shot and breaching shot, so he can really put the pain on here.
Engaging multiple enemies.
Nice damage. Oh, that's lovely. That was almost peak damage there. 160 put into both of those. Well, 160 in total. I think he missed maybe 1 or 2 rounds, so maybe he did like 152 damage there, but that's a lot of damage.
Yep.
Well, it makes perfect sense to get full damage when you can, even if it means splitting it amongst targets. I'm not sure I would have reserved there. I might have been tempted to
Aye, aye.
run away. In fact, this is a weird thing to say. I might be tempted to bombard those 2 targets with the catapult again, and then withdraw all my units from the front line and be like, peace!
Confirmed.
Sprint, but not towards the enemy, away.
Standing by.
Orders. Double time. Let's go.
Alright, this is random. Did he run through the spore cloud there? Yeah, he did. I mean, that theoretically makes the Kintaro really hard to hit, but, oh wow, we can hit the Jaeger as well.
Roger that.
There's a lot of damage spread going on here. Ouch! Oh, that really hurt.
Commander?
Definitely the MVP. I don't know, I would have been tempted to disengage. To missile those 2 hard targets again and then pull my units away. So, it remains to be seen how this very aggressive strategy works out for Fallonar here. Very aggressive. And I think the Jaeger, the missile Jaeger, has only got 2 cans of missiles, so you can run out the ammo counter on it.
They got a sensor lock on me.
Good to go.
Oh man, this is going to hurt if it hits. If
Commander?
he goes for it. If he's going to use the quick draw, he needs to jump it. Jump it, why not? I guess he's after the the spore.
Commander? Rolling.
Sensor lock?
I've got a sensor lock.
Okay, that was quite random. Not sure how I feel about that move. Unless Fallonar's plan is to jump up on the hill again and shoot down on it. Man, this is like genius galaxy brain play, or I just don't get it. Or it's all gonna go horribly wrong. Fallonar is really spreading himself out here. I still love his position because he's done so much damage and taken so little in return. But I am concerned about his current positioning. Okay, ObLoM's running down the clock again. I've really got to persuade him to do 60 seconds. You know, if you haven't come up with a good, like, the move that you come up with the quickest is almost universally the best move.
Sensor locked.
Waiting for orders.
And it's very rare that you spend extra time and actually come up with something better. Alright, this is weird as well. Why not jump into the water? And then you could shoot. I mean, it's a quick draw. I mean, admittedly, it saves heat, but the quick draw is very, very vulnerable with that massive armor breach. He could lose all his weapons before he gets a chance to fire again. Then again, he does have to be extra cautious of heat because he's only got 8 hit points of structure. So if he overheats, he'll probably blow his arm off. And it's certainly a complicated situation. Sprinting through the spore cloud and into the water has provided him with a huge evasion bonus and cooldown. So there is that. I can only predict that he's planning to dive on this Jaeger and just tear it apart point blank range. First time I found a use for spores. Okay. Oof!
Oh, crap. Oh. Got a weapon out. Confirmed.
That's what I was worried about.
Order acknowledged. Firing.
That was what I was worried about. It's going into this low ground position.
Aye, aye.
Now this plan is not feeling so good. I'm not sure I'd jump
Good to
here.
go.
I'm running a bit too hot for that. With the quick draw, it's fine. He's got to be careful about showing his back here. There is fine, like anywhere.
Here we go.
Not sure about that angling, but okay. Oh, nice hits. Still, I feel like this offensive, Fallonar's offensive, was a mistake. That he was just winning and chipping and chipping and winning and chipping, and now he's pushed forward aggressively. And it's going to cost him. Controlling this middle island is so important because of the height advantage. And he's just given that away. I also wouldn't jump the catapult here, I'd just walk it because it's running mega hot right now. Although a tiny jump won't generate much heat. Okay. This Jaeger is in real trouble. But it still has all its weapons. For now. I think the Kintaro will die though, if ObLoM's got a good shot on it.
Waiting for orders.
This is another problem with these super aggressive pushes on one target. Unless you can guarantee the kill, the other guy will just sprint it away and reveal the back armor, which is usually undamaged at that point. Unless you break a load of weapons. Alright, I'm not really sure I understand that move.
They've got a lock on me.
This quick draw is so dead. I just presume that the Atlas is going to just dump everything into it. Or the Kintaro. Both are really vulnerable right now.
I'm gonna need a medic.
That was a perfect shot. Now the quick draw is effectively disabled. The Kintaro is also effectively disabled. This push has really not worked out at all.
Orders?
Oh, I don't know what to say, Fallonar. It's like you threw
Copy
this
that.
one away. It really is.
Commander?
You were just picking him apart, turn after turn.
Confirmed. Waiting for the right play.
You got impatient.
Yes, Commander. Location confirmed.
Well, let's see if he can even up the score with a kill here. You know what? That Thunderbolt is begging for it.
Firing all weapons.
Ah, why?
Scored a critical hit.
The Thunderbolt is also severely hurt, but it had no evasion. Well, the Atlas is totally exposed. Although I can appreciate that he doesn't want to spread his damage around. Huh. Just imagine how different this battle looks. If instead of jumping the quick draw up, he just carried on chipping away at ObLoM with the catapult.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Awaiting orders.
Well, he's got an opportunity here for a great shot.
Roger that.
%.
Target confirmed.
Why not? Nice.
Target's taken a critical hit. This heat is cooking my internal structure.
Alright, the Hatchet Man is nearly done. The thing is, ObLoM is always defending the units that are badly hurt.
Yep.
And that's why it would have been a good strategy for Fallonar to just keep chipping away with the missiles. Because eventually he would have just worn ObLoM down without ObLoM doing anything. Still, he hasn't lost yet. It's just... it's looking much harder now. I feel like he hasn't got much choice but to brace here. With all that stab damage. You know, with an opportunity to do 160 damage every turn with the catapult, and with so much potential damage that 4 LRM cans provides, you know, it doesn't matter if there is a massive spread, because if you subtract all that damage off of, you know, ObLoM's mechs evenly, it's gonna make them vulnerable. But anyway, I'm beating a dead horse here. We'll just have to see what Fallonar does to try and pull himself out of this. Ouch. That side of his mech is totally exposed. Ouch. Ooh, weapons crit. And destroyed.
I'm losing weapon systems.
Well, if you give someone side angles constantly, they will focus damage into your RT, your STs, your side torsos.
I got you.
Oh man, the whining is real.
They've got a sensor lock on me. Yes, Commander. Standing by.
Okay, so he can deal another 80 damage to both of these, to the Atlas and the Thunderbolt, with Breaching Shot and the Catapult if he wishes. The Cyclops has lost its main weapon, so that's effectively been disabled. Got less than half firepower now.
Armor breach! Internal damage!
Awaiting orders.
Confirmed.
I'm here.
I mean, the only real choice with the Cyclops now is to either retreat it and keep it for its bonuses,
Order acknowledged.
or take it into melee and use melee attacks. See, ObLoM is just shooting at whatever is vulnerable. He's not focusing one target particularly. It's just if a mech is exposed, he's going for it, and that's the right way to brawl.
Commander?
But I don't feel like this should have been a brawl for another good couple of rounds.
Ten-4.
He's not going to get sight.
Aye, aye.
Reserve! Make him move one of his units.
Prepping for jump.
Could have done some real damage there. so funny how Fallonar had control of this amazing central island position and just has now totally given it up, effectively. His guys are down in the water where, you know, even just being on the land here will grant you a good accuracy bonus against someone who's submerged. Okay, the Atlas sprinted because it's got no better move. Ah, it's such a shame, it was going so well. Still, ObLoM's jumped on the opportunities that have been presented to him, so you can't really we can't totally blame Fallonar here for making a terrible mistake. You know, ObLoM has capitalized rather brilliantly.
I'm losing armor left and right.
Nice. Just going for as much damage as he can get. And why not?
Orders?
I wouldn't mind one of those confrontation bars, you know? I don't know if you've ever seen these in multiplayer games, but where it lists both
Commander?
players' HPs as like two opposing forces and they push back against each other as the battle goes on. Could just be interesting to watch.
Yep.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
This continues to be a problem because there's no really easy targets anymore.
Reading you.
You could sensor lock the Jaeger, but I'm pretty sure that ObLoM's counter move will be to immediately move it away.
Yes, Commander. Lifting off.
This is risky.
Target locked.
Ooh, nice!
Enemy down.
I wasn't sure how good of a shot that would be, but it was a good shot. Not really. That hatchet man's very dangerous at short range. And that will help with initiative as well. If the catapult could get a good shot on the Jaeger, that could really even things up a bit. The catapult is Fallenar's one hope.
Yes, Commander.
Confirmed.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about running away. I'm not sure what that achieves.
Orders?
This is just going to result in an Atlas on the high ground shooting down for improved accuracy. This is why controlling this middle island is so important, because you can use it to attack
All right, let's move.
other positions. I guess ObLoM now uses his 3 turns to focus fire down whatever he feels is most vulnerable. Which might be the catapult. You might actually think of the catapult as the more vulnerable mech. After all, these 2 other mechs here they've both been partially disabled. If he can bring down the evasion on the catapult and then lob some AC-2s and missiles at it, he might get some real work done. And the catapult's missile pods are really vulnerable. Well, let's see what he does. Whatever he does, he won't do it quickly. Unfortunately, I have no control over these battles, so if players decide on 90-second turn times, then so be it. I don't really get ultra long turn times because you've usually come up with the right move within the first 30 seconds. So the last 60 is just you not being willing to make that move or desperately trying to think of something better but not succeeding. Oh, Yup, see, he came up with the same idea that I did 75 seconds ago, which is to focus down the catapult. Why not turn all your mechs around and go for the catapult? So next, if he's following my idea, the next thing he'll do is move the Atlas after the catapult and then use the Jaeger mech last. See if he can put as much punishment into it as he can. Alright, he's gone the other way. And you know what? It's worked out for him. That's actually a pretty good hit. Now he'll move the Atlas. Why not? Just leave those 2 mechs down there. What are they going to do? Yeah, he's even turning his back to them.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Totally worth it.
Yep.
That is the only mech that Fallonar has that has any real firepower. And he is too far away to shoot that Atlas in the back with anything.
Aye, aye.
Why jump down? Why not jump back up?
Standing by.
You might as well play to the accuracy bonuses that you get from high ground, right? Neither of these mechs are in position to do anything. Don't answer that. Don't answer that question. Don't stop giving your opponent information. Jesus, what's wrong with you? It's not like you're even winning. Okay. Here we Hello, sorry about that. Some sort of sound problem. I'm gonna get the latest version of VLC and just see if it fixes this issue where the sound sometimes drops away during a video. It's really annoying. Just take me a couple of seconds to fix it. Okay, I guess he's going to go for these rear shots on this Atlas, but I don't really feel like they're going to achieve anything. The catapult has a pair of small lasers, very helpful. The return of the Jaeger. If ObLoM if Fallonar's catapult survives this, he should counterfire, and he'll probably get the Jaeger.
Yep.
He doesn't have the firepower to do anything here. Wait, why use your precision strike? Why use your precision strike on that? That makes no sense. You might as well conserve it for when you have, like, more weapons in play. Well, I'm afraid that I think ObLoM is just going to use his Atlas to blow this catapult apart now, and that will be pretty much the nail in the coffin on this match. Oof! Yup, that was that. Now what? I'm not even sure if he'll get the Jaeger. You can try, but I'm pretty sure that ObLoM will just retreat it. Oh, that's so much damage. It seems like the sound is not 100% working properly either, and I don't know if that's a fault in the video and that's what caused the sound to drop out. Whether it's VLC player messing up. I'll have to get the latest version and just see if it fixes the issue. Well, that was a miss. Yeah, the sound is now not working properly on this video, but whatever. It's nearly over. I'll have a look into that for next time. So, there isn't really much to cast here because ObLoM is just literally going to pound these two disabled mechs into paste now with his Atlas. But this was a match that Fallonar was winning, and then he got impatient and he just ran out. And there was no need for it. You could have just kept on chipping away at the enemy for another good couple of rounds. maybe even kill one or disable some. And instead he ran 2 mechs forward out into the open, and they just got smacked down. And it felt totally unnecessary for that to happen. Now, admittedly, ObLoM got a really lucky AC-20 shot. But I don't feel like that's the whole story. I mean, the Atlas and the Thunderbolt are really great, heavily armored, sort of, you know, slow, brawling kind of mechs. And it was the right strategy to just chip away at them, because they're too slow. This rush after the Jaeger mech really undid Fallonar. I mean, it's not even a mech that I would bother going after, because it's only got 2 cans of LRM ammo. So I'm often tempted to just ignore it and wait for the ammunition to run out. 2 cans of ammo is a potential 960 damage. You know, roughly the equivalent of 1 mech if you landed all the damage. So that's a zero-sum game. You land all that damage perfectly, you kill 1 mech. Potentially. But of course, you can always evade and tank a lot of that damage. So it's never going to be that much potential. But then you have, you know, you have Apex with amazing gunnery, multi-shot and breaching shot in that catapult. Fallonar could have been doing that 160 damage per turn every turn for twice the damage that the Jaeger mech can do. And you know, eventually, that's going to get things killed. And then, you know, when the ammo is like running out, that's the time to engage. So, I think because he was winning, and he was softening up the enemy and he was winning, he decided to push his advantage, but it was a mistake. And that undid him, unfortunately. Ow. And he's not going to get the Jaeger. ObLoM will not allow it. You can try. You know, no. It's not going to happen. He lost a lot of his SRM ammo when his side blew out as well. You know that, I mean, for all this talk of the AC-20, it's not the biggest deal. The biggest deal was the mistake of going onto the low ground and getting focus fired really badly. The TLDR was what I could have hit, and it would have been a waste. I probably should have just LRM'd that to death instead of going for the Jaeger. Yes! That is exactly what you should have done. I'm glad that Fallonar has already worked out what the issue was. That's the real issue. Should never have run out. There's no way that what he has, or had, beats an Atlas and a Thunderbolt at point blank range. He needs to wear them down. He's got to soften the blow. This should be the end. And he won't get a second opportunity on the Jaeger. Alright, Thunderbolts are go. And it's over. Well, GG. Good work for ObLoM. He played very well there. Not at the beginning, although, you know, he had a number of quite slow units, and yeah, I mean, I guess, so going off what ObLoM had, he needed to go for the middle island with his slow-ass Atlas and Thunderbolt, and he was expecting to take missile damage constantly. He wanted to get in close and brawl. And the real balance of power was going to be whether he could close in and get real damage done before the LRM damage mounted up and started to cause him to lose weapons. But he was gifted 2 mechs by Fallonar, who brought them onto the low ground and into the water, where they would be easy to focus fire, and he could obtain relatively decent accuracy bonuses, even from just, you know, just from the island here. It's actually higher than you would think from this perspective. And he used those accuracy bonuses to just put a world of hurt on those 2 mechs that were exposed down there in the water. And it just all kind of fell apart from there. And the funny part was that up until that point, up until the quick draw jumped onto the mountain and fired, which wasn't a bad move, but I still think you could have probably had the catapult last instead and done another catapult volley. Up until that point, it was going so well, and after he took the AC-20 hit on the quick draw, okay, that's fine. You know, you jumped up for that attack, you took some punishment for it, lesson learned. You know, back to spending that catapult ammo, doing that, you know, because he was getting amazing 85-90% chance to hit, you know, breaching shots on these mechs. Just carry on putting 80 damage into them every turn, because eventually they will break. But that's not what happened. He decided to go for this push, and it just didn't work out. I mean, honestly, the Atlas alone probably could have stopped the Kintaro and the quick draw, depending on how they were played. Obviously, if the quick draw jumped behind the Atlas and started shooting in the back, then that could work. But it was already damaged by that point, so I don't really get the push. I'm not really sure what Fallonar was thinking there. And he just repeated the beginning of the game for a bit longer. You know, he'd already done a good 300 to 400 damage to the Thunderbolt. You know, basically severe damage to the Hatchet Man to the point that it was out of the game, and ObLoM would not bring it to the front line. At that point, if he just carried on piling the pressure on the Thunderbolt and the odd breaching shot on the Atlas, you know, eventually the Thunderbolt would crack, and it's got ammo in the CT. And, you know, if he could get that mech blown out with the Hatchet Man already disabled, you know, even though the Atlas is a great mech, it would be almost like a 3 or 4 on 1 against the Atlas there. And the Jaeger, just ignore it. It's only got 240 missiles. The AC-2s are annoying, but that's all they are. They're annoying. You know, you could potentially just ignore it and kill everything else. And, you know, once you go after it, it'll probably be down to AC-2s and medium lasers only. The missiles have run out. Any of his mechs could have one-on-one the Jaeger and killed it once its missiles are gone. So, I don't really get this need or this pressure or this feeling that he had to chase this Jaeger down and try and put an end to it. You might as well just ignore it until it runs out of missiles. Unlike the catapult, which has got so many more missiles that you can't really afford to ignore it, but there wasn't really anything that ObLoM could do about it because all of his mechs were just too immobile, apart from the Hatchet Man, but the Hatchet Man got used and abused early on. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.